boat and pulled the golf cart in? That's what it'd be. Definitely.
We have 2 doors in our house just for the cat. So we'll have to open the door for it.
I'm trying to get some stuff. 0.8 acres.
It's a nice notebook.
Well, how much stuff do you have to leave out there on boats?
No, I've never seen that.
You got the G8 in it?
Alright, let's go inside. The Adventures of Susie Squash.
How are you today? Alright, good. Feels good and shake here.
It does, huh?
Frustrate a jellyfish. Oh my gosh. Love that game. Wow, madness. Hello. Oh, cookies. Oh, zucchini bread. That looks so good.
It's all homemade.
Oh my goodness.
Zucchini, banana nut bread. That's chocolate peanut butter fudge and peanut butter cookies.
Oh my goodness.
And if you need any chairs or furniture and stuff, there's some in the shed across the yard.
Oh, okay. Tom and Jerry. Okay, so it's Saturday. I went to a few yard sales. There is a big event going on in town where they expect like 10,000 people, and every year during the day of the event, people are pretty smart about not having yard sales because that's where most of the town is at. So there were a few people who maybe didn't get the memo that this festival was this weekend. So I did stop at a few. There were a couple that I went to that were advertised, and when I got there, they weren't having one. So maybe they realized at the last minute, like, hey, this probably wasn't a good idea. So I did go to a couple though, so I'm gonna share with you what I found, and I probably will record a little bit when I go to the festival. It's called Dutch Days, and it's essentially just a lot of like vendors and things like that, food, and just stuff like that. There's music, and yeah, just everyone goes to it. It's just like a thing. It's a tradition every year. So the first yard sale I stopped at, I was curious about it because it was advertised as kind of like an estate sale, but I've only ever been to a couple of those, and this was not like how I would imagine the estate sales I've been to. So it was more like a yard sale that the man was selling things of his parents. So I did find one thing there, and he had the advertisement advertised as like, bring your quarters, like pretty much everything 25 cents, and that's not how it was at all. I bought 2 Patsy Cline records for my uncle, and they were $1 a piece, and then I got this vintage sweater, and it was 50 cents. So still a really good deal. This is a vintage Diane von Furstenberg. This definitely is totally 80s. So I got that. I'm gonna have to probably maybe use like one of those sweater shaver things on it just to get off the little fuzzy bits that are on it. But I figured for 50 cents I'd try and resell it. I don't really know if it's worth anything. I just know it was name brand, and well, it is vintage, so I got that. And then I went to a sale. It's an older lady. She has it very, very often. She has this very large garage barn thing kind of beside her house, and across the street from where she lives is actually an auction house that I always want to go to, but I think it's always on a Friday and I work, so I can never go to them. But what she does is she buys the, I guess, box lots that are left over that like no one actually bids on and buys for like super cheap, and then resells them at her little garage barn area, still for really, really, really cheap prices, but then, you know, she makes a little bit as well. So I love going to her sale, and when she has it in like the winter or like fall when it's chilly, she's got the heat on, so it's like nice, and when it's summertime she opens all the like garage doors, and it's just, I love it there. And she knows me, she always recognizes me, and she knew my mom, and yeah, I love going to her sale. So I found this amazing score. I swear I dreamt about this last night. I don't know if I mentioned it here on this channel yet or not, but vintage women's feminine products, it's like sealed in box, are worth money. Don't know why. I've always thought and said people use them for props in movies and stuff like that. I mean, there might be people that still use them. I mean, they are still sealed. I can't imagine they really go bad, but yeah, so I found a bunch of vintage feminine products at her sale, so I bought the entire bunch that she had. So these ones are always maxi pads, and they are like a trial size, it says, so there's only 4 in the box, but they are new. So there were 3 boxes of these, and these were all 50 cents a piece. So I may lot all of these pads together, or depending, like if one might be worth a little more, like the Always might be worth a little more, then I will just list them by themselves. So I haven't decided yet what I'm doing. I still have to like look everything up. I did buy a box of vintage tampons not that long ago, and they really are still sitting, so I don't think tampons are as good of a buy to resell. I got this box of Assure panty liners. These were also 50 cents. I'm trying to find like a date on them. I don't see a date. I'm assuming these are all possibly from the 80s. The Always maxi pads were from 1982, so I'm assuming these are probably from the 80s as well. I looked these up. I didn't see this brand, so I don't know if this is like a generic brand or whatnot. And then I got 4 boxes of these Carefree panty shields, and again 50 cents a piece for them. And I don't see a date, but they definitely like look 80s to me, in my opinion. And they still have the grocery tag sticker on for $1.80. So I got all of the vintage feminine products. I know it's so weird, but I kind of just squealed a little bit because I knew that was something that is typically something that people always talk about that sells well. So I got those, and then I found, and I didn't look this up yet, so I don't know what these retail for, but she had this whole lot of boxed beauty products by Victoria Jackson. So I've never heard of this before. I don't know. It looks maybe older. I have no idea because I didn't look it up yet, but they were only 50 cents a piece and they were brand new in the box. So I was like, I'm just gonna get it anyway and see. So this first one is a firming gel mask, 50 cents. This one is a moisturizer, and like I said, these were all 50 cents. This one is a facial cleanser and eye makeup remover. Then there was an eye repair gel, as well as a toning mist. So I did open this one up just to like take a look at it, and this is what the packaging looks like. Pretty much looks just like the box. So I got all those for 50 cents a piece. So even if they're really not worth much, I mean, I'll probably, if they're not worth much, lot that all together and sell it. Or if, you know, there's something that is worth more individually, then I'll just list it individually. And then I found this vintage perfume. I didn't look anything up yet, so I don't know. It's all going to be a surprise to me. But this is a Parfum de Bouquet, distributed by Meadowbrook Industries. So I have no idea. It's definitely vintage though, and it was only $1, so I figured I would take a chance on it. And let's see what it smells like. It smells like vintage perfume. I don't know, vintage perfume I think all kind of like smells like vintage perfume, but it's not a bad smell. It just smells like vintage perfume. So I got that for $1. And then I also did get one thing from Miss Stone Home while I was there. She might have seen me pick it up or look at it in my video. Try to guess what it is that I picked up. But anyway, that is everything for my yard sale haul. Around this time of the summer, and it's every year, at least for me, that come July and August, the yard sales kind of go into a little bit of a slump. They're the 2 most popular months for vacations. Around here, people go to the beach and just, you know, do their traveling to wherever they're going on vacation in July and August. So that's one of the reasons why I don't see as many yard sales as usual. So this is all just, it's not something I'm not used to. I'm definitely used to it. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.